Can two people find three Major League Baseball plays on just a 7 game card? You betcha they can, especially when it's yours truly, Brian Power, and my good friend and yours, Mark Zinno. Zinno, I know you are extraordinary this weekend, so I will not ask you how's it going. I will not ask you to promote. I will not ask
No,
you
I,
really
I
to
I'm
do
still
anything
angry.
that would, I don't know.
I'm
I know you're
still,
angry and you want to talk about it.
yeah, I'm still pissed at the 5% playoff Friday night because I was stupid. It was my fault. Like I literally sat there. We talked about it last week on Friday's show that I had eyed it up since Wednesday night and everything fell into place. And what I had eyed up was the first five under between the Pirates and Padres. Everything had lined up exactly the way I wanted to, except what happened is I only got a 3.5 in the first five instead of 4.5. And I chickened out and I walked away and I looked at another market within that game and laid the 1.5 for the Padres. And of course, they only won by one. And I lost the 5% play. So to everybody who tailed, I apologize. That's me. That sucks. That was bad. I should have went with my first instinct because first five under, 3.5 was an easy win. An easy win. And I just, I got in my own head. It's sometimes the worst thing you can do in this business is overthink a game when your first instinct tells you everything you need to know, and that's the one you should follow. And you can over evaluate a game. Excuse me. I have no voice left after screaming at a bunch of 10-year-olds for the last 2 days of this weekend on how to hit a cutoff man, when to run to second, when to steal. It's
Oh.
a long baseball weekend for the kids. A good one, but a long one, so I have no voice left. But anyway, so I apologize. I was just a bad. I had the right call. That's the frustrating part. I had the right call, and I overthought it, and I didn't like the number. We always say, BP, numbers matter, and I didn't like the number. If I would have had a 4.5, I would have had no problem. I would have
Mm-hmm.
even. And the other part too that I made a mistake is that I was so anxious to get it out to the clients that I did it on Thursday night. And what I should have done is waited until Friday morning for a four and the opportunity of a four in the first five to push materialize. Because guess what I did twice yesterday? Pushed on the first five under at four. So I mean, just it was bad capping by me all around. That was not good. Again, apologies to all who tailed. I'll buy a beer or Venmo you some money, whatever. Just hit me up and I'll send it to you. I don't give a crap. Just money. I don't have any of it anyway. So I'd like to make
Oh,
more, but I don't really have that much. So
okay.
uh,
This is okay. 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 We're I let you go. I gave you a lot of rope here in this opening segment. You're sort of taking it to a dire place here. I'll buy you beer, Zinno. And I would like to point out, Zinno's not going to say this, and he's going to get mad at me for saying it. Okay.
don't be an ass. Are you gonna tell? Are you gonna tell the people that I had a winning weekend? Is that what you're
You
gonna tell
did.
people?
You bounced back a little bit over the weekend. It was okay. It was
Uh,
everything's going to be
I
all
mean,
right.
listen. When a fat person loses 2 pounds, it's not time to celebrate.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not. That's
I
not
need to
called
lose.
losing weight.
I need to lose about
That's
five
called
to ten
taking.
pounds.
That's called taking a dump. That's not called losing weight. You lose 2 pounds that way.
Do you ever step on the scale right after you take a dump? I do.
I have. I've done that before. I was like, wow, that was a
Okay.
3 pounder. All
All
right.
right.
Hey,
Speaking
by
of,
the way, real quick before we can we get started with the picks? Or can I just eviscerate somebody in the comment section real quick?
oh Jesus.
What a
I mean,
response!
I mean,
What
let's
a
save that for
response!
later.
Did
Let's
you
get
see
to some
BP?
picks.
Did you see his face? He was apoplectic.
Let's get to some plays. I'm actually gonna.
Okay,
Can I do
let's
my
get
half
to
of the
some
double
picks.
play first, Dan?
No,
Is
I'm
that a
going
problem?
first. No, I'm
You're
going
all right.
first.
You want to keep talking? All right. He's gonna go first. Mark Zinno. We promised the people, despite the fact there's only 7 games on the Major League Baseball card. Of course, no NBA for the next few days. That we will still find them, the usual 3 plays here on the show. Please smash that like button when you agree with one of them. We have indeed found 3 Major League Baseball plays worth playing today. You are up first. NL Central, Reds and Brewers, the Brew Crew, hottest team in baseball right now. They've won 7 in a row, but they are short underdogs at Great American Ballpark, a stadium I will be at on Friday. I'm visiting some family. We're going to the Reds game on Friday. But that's Friday. You're talking Monday. Brew Crew at Reds. What's the play?
We're going to step in front of the Brewers here, back Brady Singer, and take the Reds at home on the money line. The reason why the Reds are favored here, because of Brady Singer starting, who's 6-3, but also Aaron Savale is starting for the Brewers. Savali is a very average pitcher. Look, he's only made 3 starts so far this year since after the first start of the season when he got rocked by the Yankees. He went on the IL. He made 2 starts since, one at Pittsburgh, another one at home against Boston. Pittsburgh doesn't score anywhere. Boston doesn't score on the road. So he had 2 easy starts the last time out. He's going to face a Reds lineup here that is, as Brian Power says, it's feast or famine. They score a lot or they score none. So here's my concern. Look, I think the Reds can get to Savali. Brady Singer gets some of the best run support in baseball, getting 6.1 runs of support per start. So you're talking about a guy that just is very good. The problem is his numbers are a little inflated because he gives up the home run ball, and that's where I get a little bit nervous here with the Reds. Brady Singer has to keep the ball in the ballpark. And this is a Brewers team that scores a ton on the road. Part of me wants to take the over, but I hate that 9.5. BP, you know how much I hate that 9.5 doing it. It just
9's the key number.
I don't even want to be bothered anymore. But regardless, so let's get the Reds here. Both of these bullpens are about the same, but I think Singer gets us through the order, more than once here and keeps them fairly untouched. And we'll look for the Reds to snap this losing streak here for my half of the double play. Can I say one more thing before you go?
Sure.
Are you going to be mad if I say one more thing?
I mean, if it
you actually, but this is something you and I. No.
If you insult my family, yes, I will be.
No, I'm not going to insult anything on you, which we'll get to that comment in a minute from the comment section. But okay, so how I just told you where this handicap can go wrong. I need to ask the comments. I know I need to ask the look. This happened to me on Saturday night. Okay. One of the plays I gave out, Karl Anthony Towns, over 22.5 points. And I literally talked about how, look, his points and rebounds was up. His rebounds was up, but yet odds makers brought his points total down, tried to take advantage of it, and look at the depressed market for his points. And I literally wrote in my write-up, we do have to hope that we don't land on 21 or 22 and 13 rebounds. And he goes over his points and rebounds, but stays under his points. And that's exactly what happened. He landed on 22 because he missed 4 free throws and was 0 for 4 from 3. But I'm asking you guys in the comment section, if you were to read a write-up, do you want to know where the pitfalls are? Do you want to? Because I like to let people know that I know exactly what I'm looking at here on both sides of the ledger. Right? Yo.
Okay. It's funny because when I first started appearing on WagerTalk Today, a show that, by the way, Mark Zinno will be a part of on Monday. Please click subscribe. Anyway, all right. I brought that up, Mark, because there were commenters who applauded me when I would come on that show initially when I first came on WagerTalk a few years ago, and they said, we really appreciate how BP will point out where this could go wrong. I mean, please actually let us know. I would like to read that in our comments section here on this video. Do you like when a handicapper acknowledges, hey guys, this is where this could go a little haywire? What I would say to you, Mark Zinno, my colleague and good friend, you're sort of willing this stuff into existence a little
I know.
Too, so maybe
I'm getting it out there in
it.
the ether.
Yeah, I think people respect that you do it. They know you do it. But I think maybe you're doing it too much.
I need to stop because it keeps coming back to bite me in the ass.
Last week when we cashed as a show best bet, the Jalen Brunson point total over in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks were going up big. In my noggin, in this noggin of mine, I started to think because he was one or two baskets short at that point, and in my noggin I said, "Oh God, if the Knicks pull away, they may just not put Brunson back in the game, and then this is screwed." I didn't want to say that to you. I didn't want to upset you, and I did not want to will it into the universe. A couple minutes later, you literally said, there is one way that this could go wrong, BP. And I said, Mark, don't say it. I'm aware of it. I've acknowledged it mentally. We don't want to say it. We all know what it is. So there you go. But a good handicapper recognizes where the handicap.
That's my point. And I would like to let the people know that I'm not just, some moron spewing stuff out there. It doesn't matter. Like, I understand both sides. Well,
Yes.
that was bad. People,
No,
yes,
I was
I'm a
going to
moron.
say, no, hold on. I want to ask Dan Alexander. Dan, is this a good segment, or are we just two people incoherently babbling? Please feel free to
please feel free to
acknowledge
tell
that
us.
on the screen on the lower third, or jump in.
I think that it's a valuable conversation, but I don't know exactly. Okay.
Okay, well.
Thanks for the lack of apostrophes and don't and what's. Nonetheless,
Oh.
if you're going to jump in the cryon, please be grammatically correct. It really bothers me. I am the grammar police. Anyway, let us know in the comment section if you think you want to know or just don't bring the bad juju into the universe. Okay, Brian, it's your half of the double play.
Well, thank you, Mark Zinno. I appreciate that. Again, folks, if you have forgotten, Mark Zinno's half of the double play is the Cincinnati
Never happened.
Reds.
Won't happen.
It's on the Reds. Smash that like button if you like the Reds. I'm going to talk about one of the big games here on the card. Not that that's not you talked about the hottest team and fading the hottest team in baseball. I'm going to talk about two of the best teams in baseball squaring off it at Dodger Stadium. Pardon me, Mets and Dodgers. A rematch of last year's NLCS, in fact. And you take a look at the New York Mets, Mark. They are coming off a very successful homestand. They went 7-2 on said 9-game homestand, but we should point out, and they did take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers to start that homestand, but we should point out the last 6 games, they faced the White Sox and the Rockies. The Mets closed no lower than minus 232 on the money line for any of those 6 games. So it is to be expected that they have stacked up some wins coming to this series. Now, the Dodgers, they just faced the Yankees over the weekend. They took 2 of 3. 4% winner for yours truly on Friday with the Dodgers. They annihilated the Yankees, not to open up war wounds there, Zinno, but they put 18 runs on them Saturday. Yankees got one last night on Sunday Night Baseball. No travel for the Dodgers after the Sunday night game, so I'm not really worried about that. Look, all 3 games against the Yankees went over, Mark, over the weekend, and I'm going to just keep riding that train of the over. You're talking about a Dodgers lineup that leads all of Major League Baseball in runs per game, and guess what? There is a significant home versus road split for them in scoring. At home, on the road, the Dodgers average 5.1 runs per game. That's pretty good, but it's nothing compared to their 6.5 runs per game at home. And what's interesting here, Dodgers highest scoring team in baseball, Mets give up the fewest runs, but the Mets do give up about 0.78 runs per game more on the road than they do at home. I like the 2 lineups. A lot more than I like the 2 starters. May for the Dodgers, who is coming off back-to-back decent starts for the first time all year. I don't know if he's going to do it 3 times in a row. And then you got Paul Blackburn making his first start of 2025 for the Mets. A lot of variance. I tell you this all the time, Mark. A guy in his first start, oftentimes he struggles. He does not just zip right back into good form. Look, I'll play the over at 9. Would not play it at 9.5, to Mark's earlier point about the key numbers here. But at 9, yeah, I'll take Mets and Dodgers over. That is my half of the double play.
I hate that stupid 9.5.
Should be pointed out when these teams met just last week, 2 of the 3 games did go under. But again, like I talked about, Dodgers score fewer runs per game on the road. Mets give up fewer runs per game at home.
And Citi Field is a cavernous hole.
I've been there before, as a matter of fact.
Well, I mean, it's a beautiful ballpark, but I'm saying as far as runs,
love the walk up. Love that walk up, like on the the boardwalk.
I've never been.
I
haven't been to Citi Field yet. Been in New Yankee Stadium several times. I just, everybody says Citi Field's great. They say it's actually, some people are like, it's better than Yankee Stadium. I'm like, that's aggressive, but
I've never been to Yankee Stadium, so I don't know.
Everybody who goes there for the first time, they tell me this place is amazing. I'm like, it's a cathedral, bro. It's a museum with a ballpark inside of it. Like, it's that, that whole feeling. So,
more than a feeling.
Yeah. Speaking of feelings, real quick. Hey, Billy Roberts -O2V. This is Friday. Not sure if you saw this, BP. Here's the comment directly.
I often go through the comments. It's not ringing a bell.
Okay. Mark, you have absolutely no self-control. You compulsively downgrade and verbally attack Bryan every time he says something.
Okay.
Chill out and try and have control of your mouth. You make yourself look really childish, so let's work on your annoying mannerisms. Hey, Billy. How about no?
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say like
You know
that
what,
was
Dan?
that may. I'll be honest with you.
You know what, Dan?
Yeah. Upon further
Further
review,
review.
that may have been the comment of the week.
Oh, okay. Now you're going to back him. All right, you're that guy.
I'll be honest with you.
coming.
I'm not sure he made anything wrong. I don't know if I'd call your mannerisms childish, but
Sometimes when you make this voice, it sounds a little bit like a child.
Exactly, Billy. There was no grammar mistakes. Dan's all in his
and
feelings
there's an
now.
apostrophe.
I know. Dan's all in his feelings now about the grammar. Hey, Billy, number 1, grow up. Number 2, grow a pair. Number 3, shut up. 4, if you don't like it, don't watch the show. 5, kiss my ass.
Billy, I appreciate you.
And by the way,
show
BP
and
can
taking
take
the time
it.
to comment.
BP can take it. He's a big boy, and we're friends. It's just 2 guys jabbing at each other. It's okay.
I am a big boy. I need to
I
lose
know
10
you are.
pounds.
I
stepped on. I was telling you before.
Have you felt like I've constantly condescended you?
I
He
do.
cries to me after the show.
I do. I actually,
Openly weeps.
About an hour after this program, I always mark a little time on my daily calendar for emotional recovery from Mark Zinno. I do. I go into my bedroom and I weep. No, I don't weep. Look, I nobody, and I think you can know this, and I think Dan would even acknowledge this is true. Nobody takes things less personal at this website than me. No one.
Oh yeah, nothing. I mean,
nothing. I've never taken anything personally.
Except when you get certain phone calls. You're very nervous.
No, I just get nervous about those. The only time I've ever taken, the only time I've ever been, the last time I was offended is when I saw on Twitter somebody tweet, WRC plus is a made up stat. That upset me. That upset me.
You know what else? You want
to insult my family? But okay, that'll piss me off a little bit. But we can forget about that. You say WRC plus is a made up stat. You, sir, are a bad person.
Here is the list of things.
This show has too much hype. I'm already.
nervous. Put it this way: you really want to upset BP. You really want to offend him. You really want to hurt his feelings. Tell him that David Peterson's a good pitcher.
You know what? That doesn't affect. It's right. I lost it. See, that's the
okay.
Thing.
But I was gonna go down the rest of the list of things. I don't like this team. They're not that good, and they keep winning, and you keep getting it wrong. What's the rest of the list of that?
It's a long list. There's to be honest,
right now it's the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals are that good, yet they keep winning.
I bet against them Friday night and was a winner.
I bet on them Saturday and was a winner. Aha.
Oh, well, the morning wager, doing it in a variety of ways. Let me talk about my weekend a little bit here. This will anger Mark Zinno before we get to our show. By the way,
I won't say anything mean afterwards because Billy might get upset.
Sorry, like you, Billy.
Sorry, Billy.
I'll send you a free morning wager T-shirt that we don't.
Sorry, Brenda.
Right. Okay, now you're getting a little hurtful with the name calling. I think. All right, Brenda. That's another Mallrats.
Does Billy spell it I-E at the end like Billie Jean and Billie Eilish? Oh, sorry.
Stop it.
Okay.
I'd like to talk about my weekend, please. Because I was very nervous on Saturday for most of the day. Why was I very nervous? I had a 5% play. I had a ton of closing line value with it on 218.5 over Knicks Pacers. And as I tweeted after the game when it won, I was very happy that no matter what line you got it at, you were a winner. We actually pulled it down, Zinno, an hour before tip-off because the number had moved so much. You and I often talk about, privately, that we get very nervous when we have incredible closing line value like that. 4.5 points of closing line value on a total's a lot. We did it. So thank you to everyone who joined. I really am very happy that we were able to all cash together on that particular 5% play. And by the way, Mark, okay, because I know you get mad when I make it me, not we. Let me take this me and turn it into a we. We do have a special morning wager offer. I talk for like 10% of this show. I get one little bit to myself, and that's the sort of response I get. It's unbelievable. The morning wager is going to have a special offer where you're going to be able to get all of our plays from now through July 4th.
I'd love to be able to endorse this, but go ahead.
That's America's birthday. I don't know.
Yes, it is.
That's Zinno, July 4th.
It is.
You'll be able to get all of our plays for $299. That is going to be coming to the special offer page at WagerTalk.com. You can get it either of our pages, WT.buzz/BP, WT.buzz/MZ. Split overall, did win the 5% play, but went 3-3 overall on the weekend. Still, though, a 17-6 all sports run. May, we had a winning record, but finished down a couple units, Mark. Winning record all 5 months in 2025, although I did finish down a couple units in May. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. I don't know how to transition out of you stroking yourself, so I'll just sit here until you do it.
Okay, well.
Why don't we get to the show best bet?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Well, normally I have to like grab you and just start shaking you to get out of play, and now you just can't wait to get to the play.
Well, I mean, that's something you should do in a room alone with a moist towel. I don't know. I need to be part of the stroking.
That would be very awkward if I was like sitting in a room with a moist towel talking about my own record to myself.
That's what you essentially just did, minus the moist towel. Except there are people watching on the internet, and I'm sitting next to you.
Well, I want to inform the people on the internet. I already know the record, sir. All right.
I don't even know mine.
That's. I don't even know what to say to that. All right, what I do know is that the Boston Red Sox are a top 10 offense at home against lefties, both by WRC+, not a made-up stat, and by batting average, a stat that has existed for many, many years. So we are going to take them team total over against the Los Angeles Angels today. It's pretty heavily juiced, 4.5. Shop around, but we think the Sox back at Fenway can score some runs against Southpaw Tyler Anderson, who's starting for the Halos, and an Angels bullpen, Mark Zinno, that is near the bottom of baseball.
Oh, ready? You want to see Brian Power get excited? Tyler Anderson also has one of the worst FIPS at 5.17 in all of baseball, 72nd out of 79 qualifying pitchers.
I like that.
I mean, does that get you excited there, BP?
Give me a moist towelette.
All right.
Nothing gets me hotter than some good old FIP talk.
A good old FIP talk. Yeah, there you go. So, again, you mentioned you got a starter on the mound and a bad bullpen.
We may only get 8 at-bats here, guys, because the Red Sox are the home team.
But nonetheless, we shouldn't need it. They should be able to pour it on, especially after a low-scoring weekend for the Red Sox after taking on the Braves. If you look at their last 3 games, God, they scored, 8 runs in the entire series over 3 games. They were shut out in the middle game. Yeah. But and they're headed back home after a long road trip. So let's get Boston tonight to 5 runs.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox, this might be a get-right series for them, Mark. They did beat the Braves. I was wrong yesterday. I took the Braves. I thought the price, the Braves at home as an underdog.
I was surprised that game was that low scoring, to be honest with you.
All the runs were scored in the first inning.
Yeah,
so the
crazy.
Red Sox come into this game having not scored in 8 innings.
That was one of my pushes, first 5 under 4.
I'm sorry, that sucks, actually. There's nothing I could, that really blows.
Well, if I had 4.5, I would have been sweating for the next 4 innings and hated it, So, nonetheless, I'll live with the push.
All right, and we will live with each other. Please.
One more day.
Yes, one more day. Please comment down below with your thoughts on today's plays. Remember to click subscribe because it does keep this content free.
You're a douche. Sorry, Billy. I called him a douche.
Billy?
His feelings aren't hurt. Sticks and stones may break my bones, Billy. Names will never hurt me. Grow up.
Billy, if you'd like to comment down below and take some shots at Mark Zinno, I will. I would
probably not watching.
Like that comment. No,
he's probably not watching. Yeah, Billy, if you want to take shots at somebody, take them at me. Oh wait, you already did. I don't care. I slept fine this weekend. Monday
is now in the books. A new week. And by the way, I'm never bringing out the broom again to start the show because whenever we celebrate a sweep, it's always the reverse sweep the next day. So hold on here. Where's this broom at? This is going to be the final appearance of the broom, Mark Zinno, on this show. Yes, it is. Not because
maybe you just need a new broom.
That's what I think of the broom right there.
Did you just spit on the broom?
I did.
That was weird.
Spit on that thing. What? All right. For Mark Zinno, I am Brian Power. Dan Alexander, thank you so much for your excellent production here on this program. We will be back tomorrow with 3 more free plays.
Chances high or low. Feeling good, it's fair to say.